Hey creeps and weirdos, it's time for another book review, and I've got another horror book to review for you guys. This time I'm reviewing 1,000 Miles to Nowhere by David Curfiss. Now, I'm going to be blunt and honest with you. I know that zombie fiction is kind of really overrated lately. I know there's been just a ton. The market is just saturated with zombie fiction ever since like the early 90s, I think, or the late 90s, early 2000s, when there was just so many zombie books out there. But this one is different. Trust me, I've read a lot of zombie fiction, and I'm one of the people that really enjoys zombie fiction. There are many books out there besides The Walking Dead. I know that when everybody thinks of zombie fiction, they automatically think of Robert Kirkman's The Walking Dead. But here we got another survival zombie fic book. This one, I have to give David Curfiss some props because his origin of the zombie virus, and I'm gonna spoil it because it's not in the synopsis how the zombie virus comes about in this world. But I feel like it's a necessary thing to mention because I wanna highlight how this book stands out from other zombie fiction out there. A pharmaceutical company creates this eternal life drug, and when they do some test runs on the drug, and things go awry. It causes people to become the living dead, and those type of there's like a zombie tier or zombie hierarchy in this world, and the first very fresh zombies are called ragers, and you can kind of think of them as being like the 28 days later kind of, zombies. They're very fast, very agile, and very angry, and very vicious and feral. And then after a period of time, the zombies kind of like, after they've been around for a while, they become what are called the withered. Now, I found this to be, it's very fast-paced. There's some books that are just like kind of slow going when it comes to the story, but this one is very, very fast-paced. Right from the get-go, it starts in on the action. There is no, like, drawing out slowly of the story. You just, like, gut punches you and you're right in the thick of it. The main story is about this guy named Matt who discovers a stranger, has traveled a very long ways to give him this letter from his mother saying that she's still alive and she's a part of this other community and she wants him to come find her. So Matt being he's like the leader of this little small ragtag group of people. They've been through a lot, of course it's a zombie apocalypse, so there's lots of death and just, kids are made orphans and, everybody's loved ones. It's just a ragtag, their own little family unit, if you might say. So his group of friends decide to travel with him out into the Colorado mountains. I think they're trying to reach Denver is where their ultimate goal is. And they want to find Matt's mom, because Matt's all he really cares about is trying to find out about his younger brother, Michael. And that's just his whole ambition. But he doesn't tell his group this right away. He doesn't tell them that it was a letter from his mom. He just says that, hey, we need to go on this adventure and just come along with me. And of course things happen that kind of lean in his favor to make it so that they're going to have no choice but to go with him. I like the hierarchy of the zombie tiers. I think that only seems logical. I mean, when it comes to a zombie apocalypse, it makes sense for me. The climactic moment, the middle of the story, I was like, yes! I mean, like, there's gonna be some real serious, like, action adventure going on, because it's not just zombies in this world they have to fear. Of course, like The Walking Dead, you also have to fear other humans, and there are roving bands of cannibals that are in like tucked away, hidden in cities, and just like everybody, you never know if you can trust the other group of humans you run into because they may be trying to rob you of everything you have, or maybe they want to eat you. And the climactic scene, I was really excited for. It really heightened the events. And like I said, it's action-packed all along, but that heightened action and this sense of danger really tipped this in favor for me. But I have to throw in the but. I don't like the way that, because it was the climactic event was the ending of part 1 and led into a part 2, and there was no resolution for part 2. Like, it didn't resolve the ending of part 1. It just kind of like, it kind of ended without, I mean, he said what happened because they missed a member of their party got kidnapped, and they were going into the heart of this, camp to, get him back. And then the author just kind of left it at, well, he's dead, and the leader of this group will never be the same again. And I felt like that was such a letdown for me. I will admit I'm very salty over that because I was anticipating and expecting this like major payback kind of, when you're getting an action-packed book with like action in it, you're expecting, like vengeance, revenge, payback for the wrongs that has been done to your hero. And I felt like the author kind of let me down in that aspect. But the story continues on their adventure, their trials of trying to get to Denver, and it picks back up in part 2 where they're closer to their target. No, don't get me wrong, not every band of humans they meet are bad people. They do come across some good ones, which was kind of interesting in itself too, because I love the fact that the characters, like, there were just so many variety of different type of character aspects and the different kinds of people you may or may not run into in an apocalyptic scenario. So I also enjoyed that aspect of the book too. And the ending was not anticipated. Like, I did not expect the ending that this book gave me. I really enjoyed this book. Don't get me wrong. I feel like I was let down by the ending of part 1. But I did still enjoy this. Now, I gave this a final rating of 3.5 stars on Goodreads, but you can't do half stars. So on Goodreads, I gave it a 4-star rating, but in reality, I feel like this is a 3.5-star book. I think that the author, I don't know if he's writing another book in a series that has to do with this, or if he's writing another horror genre book. I do know that when I was presented with the option to read and review this, I know he was looking for reviewers. And I don't remember if it was because he's writing another book in this series, because this does end on a note where you could continue and pick up and add another book to the series. The way it ended, I thought was pretty decent. I enjoyed the ending. It was not what I expected. And the title kind of ties into what happens in the book, and I'm not going to spoil that for you. 1,000 Miles to Nowhere. It kind of, it makes sense in the long run once you finish this book. It is worth checking out if you are a fan of zombie fiction or apocalyptic fiction. Definitely worth checking out. This is out by Gripping Press, who I've never really heard of Gripping Press. But yeah, like I said, it is worth checking out if you are a fan of zombie fiction. It's got its moments. It is action-packed. It is fast-paced. It's not a slow burn read for sure. This isn't something that I feel like you're going to be putting down and not wanting to finish right away. Because I'll admit, there was a point when I got to that climactic scene, I did not want to stop reading this. I wanted to find out what was going to happen. So yeah, of course, as always, for those of you in the U.S., I will have a link to Amazon for you to pick this up and check out for yourselves. For those of you international folks, I do have a bookshop.org link where The bookshop.org tries to find a local area bookshop near you to have it mailed out to you. I'm also going to throw down a coffee link if you don't mind donating $1 or $2 to my channel to help support my channel. I'm trying to make some improvements around here. I know I'm slowly growing. I feel like it's going to take longer than I expect. I mean, it's already September, and I kind of wanted to hit 1,000 subscribers before the fall, and we're almost edging on the fall season now, and I think I'm almost near 700 subscribers, so I've got a ways to go. But yeah, definitely check out this book, guys, if you are a fan of zombie fiction. That's all I got for you. Thank you for watching if you made it this far, and be good to each other.